locker room, like with him coaching, and versus Bickerstaff, who's had his way around the circuit. I think this is his third or fourth time been a head coach after someone got fired, which is actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I actually wrote a story about that. It's funny, like he's kind of always been that guy that fills in, because he filled in at Memphis and then he was there for a year as head coach. He filled in with the Rockets and now, he filled in here and then got the contract extension. Um, there was like so much that I think that a lot happened like, behind the scenes that like we didn't see when the locker room was open. But, like in regards to Beilein, because that was his first year, I think he struggled adjusting to the NBA because, any new coach will. But he's been in college so long that it's just kind of it's a totally different world. The NBA is just a different monster than college. And, some of the way he was used to coaching, because when you're coaching, 18, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds in college is going to be a little bit different than when you're coaching pros. And when you have the ranging from 19-year-olds to 30-year-olds, there's just kind of a different way you have to coach. And, he tried, and obviously, he put it forward like a lot of effort, but I just think there was just this, they weren't gelling. The players weren't gelling with him. There just was a disconnect between everybody. And I think some of that effort that I mentioned has come from the way Bickerstaff goes about coaching. He's very like player focused and, kind of like a player's coach, I guess you could call him. Where he's focused a lot on relationships with the guys. I did a story about him and just kind of like who he is as a coach and everything. And like, he very much like is like relationship first and then basketball, like you're human and then you're a basketball player kind of thing. And I think that probably helps when you have that actual relationship with a coach to then like, okay, I'm going to like go and put out some effort on the floor. So I think that's been like the biggest difference. And I think, like Bickerstaff kind of understands the NBA because one, his dad has been in the NBA forever as a coach and everything. And so he grew up around the game. He knew what it was like. And then to coach and be an assistant coach for a bunch of different people, he just kind of knew how the league worked. And I think that probably helped in that, trust that he was building with the guys because they know that he knows what it's like versus trying to kind of having to like teach somebody and like help somebody kind of figure that out. Like he's already been entrenched in it. So yeah, there was a lot of things that happened. There was, I was like, is it ever going to stop? Because it's just like one thing after the next, but it's just how it goes.
Yeah, just to kind of add on to that, I'm sure a lot of people wondered because I was reading about it Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that. People were blaming Kevin Love, people were blaming Colin Sexton. Was it kind of a veterans thing where they didn't approve the way Beilein kind of coached the guys, or was it the entire team, you'd say, for his approach just was not universally well liked?
Yeah, I don't think it came from one single person. Like it was just kind of a universal thing, like between even like coaching staff and players, and kind of it just was like overall felt, you know what I mean? Like it. So granted, obviously, like nobody voiced it specifically, so like I don't know if it was like spearheaded by somebody, but I think it was something that was felt kind of underlining by everybody, which was a bummer because like I feel like Beilein could have been a really good coach. He had a lot of potential, and he's a very well respected college coach. So like I there was that potential there. I just don't know if I was given enough time to really figure that out. But yeah, I don't think it was like one person at all. I think it was kind of a collective mentality, or kind of like thought process.
I agree with you. I was kind of disappointed